Hi, this is Chandrashekhar Prabhu once again. In our last post, we dealt with at length the plight of the tenants in the old and dilapidated cessed buildings of the island city of Mumbai. The tenants in 14,800 buildings. The 9th July 2021 amendment to the DC Rule 33(7) was discussed threadbare, and the tenants' plight and what the tenants need to do. The same amendment to the 33(7) also is applicable for reconstructed buildings by MHADA. Over a period of years, MHADA has been into the business of reconstructing buildings. When old and dilapidated buildings become old, the MHADA which repairs these buildings up to a limit realizes that the money allotted for repairs of the building is exhausted, and it informs the tenants that since the money is exhausted, you have to contribute money for repairs. The tenants then approach the elected representatives, and some of them allocate funds for repairs of such buildings which are in most dilapidated condition from their MLA's funds, MP's funds and corporators' funds. And from these funds, the surplus, the area, the money that is required for the repairs of the building over and above what is available under the existing system is compensated. Sometimes even after the MP and MLA gives the money, the funds are inadequate to do the repairs. And the tenants are not in a financial position to contribute money for the extra repairs. Such buildings are declared under section 88(3) as beyond repairs, and then they are demolished. The property is acquired from the original landlords, and MHADA reconstructs such buildings. In over 2,000 such buildings, MHADA has either demolished or those buildings have collapsed and MHADA has taken them over. Reconstructed buildings. I must point out that there are several buildings where demolition has happened but MHADA has not reconstructed, and people have been staying in transit camps for 20 years, 25 years. But presently, the section 33(7) that we are going to discuss deals with those buildings which were successfully reconstructed by MHADA. Now MHADA has several such buildings. In the year 1986, when Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister, when the Congress Party was completing 100 years of its existence, Rajiv Gandhi announced a fund of about 100 crores for Mumbai, out of which a substantial amount went towards reconstruction of old and dilapidated cessed buildings, and these were done under a scheme which was called PMGP, that is Prime Minister's Grant Project. Now these projects are there all over the city. They are there in Chandanwadi, they are there in Girgaon, they are there in Lamington Road, they are there in Lal Bagh, they are there in Parel, they are there near Elphiston Road. They are all over the city. Now the construction was started in and around 1990, and they are also 30-35 years old, and they are in an extremely dilapidated condition. The construction quality was not to the extent that it was desirable. So you have about 2,000 buildings, the ones which have been built under the Prime Minister's grant projects, and the other ones which have been built under the regular reconstruction schemes of MHADA. Over a period of years, from 1976 onwards to today, various buildings have come under the redevelopment projects of government. From the very first building that came up for reconstruction in Tardev near Dyna Cinema, a building called Navayojana Sadan, onwards till the recent buildings which have been built by MHADA. Now in these buildings, they have accommodated the original residents, and from the surplus have accommodated those who have whose buildings have been demolished, and it has been made clear to them that their buildings will never be reconstructed because either their plots were narrow or their plots went under reservation for road, for water supply, for different amenities to the city. Now, such people whose original buildings can never be built and have been in transit camps are put on the masters list. And this masters list people are given the surplus area. After accommodating the residents of the original building which is demolished, the extra rooms are given to those on the master list. That is one section of people. Under the PMGP, the existing residents were given a chance to pay extra money and buy for themselves extra area over and above what they were entitled to, for which they paid substantially higher rates, practically, may not be the market rate, but practically close to the market rate. So there in PMGP buildings, there are two sections of people. One who have got whatever is the minimum, whether it is 180 or 220 or 270 as the case may be. And another section who have got that 225 free of cost and then paid for another 100 or 200 square feet and are staying in 350 or 400 square feet carpet area. All these buildings will now be entitled to an FSI which is unlimited. Whatever is required to rehabilitate the existing residents plus an incentive which was earlier 50% has now been increased to 75, 80, 90 and 100%. In most cases of PMGP it is 100%. In other cases of redevelopment it's 85, 90%. We have done a calculation in most of the reconstructed building. So this is an opportunity for all residents of reconstructed buildings of MHADA not to go to any developer, not to permit any developer to take advantage of this windfall profits that is available to them, but redevelop these buildings under the self-redevelopment scheme. And if they go under the self-redevelopment scheme, whether they are presently occupying 180 or 220 or 250 or whatever, they would easily be entitled to an FSI of carpet area equivalent to 2-bedroom hall kitchen, that is 650 to 700 square feet carpet area. Those in PMGP who have paid substantially more and are presently occupying much more area than the other people who did not pay more for extra area, then can get even more than 700 square feet under the new scheme. So this is an appeal to those people, all those people who stay in the 2,000 to 3,000 buildings under the Prime Minister's Grant Project or the PMGP as they may put it, or those who live in buildings which are reconstructed by MHADA over a period of years as the original residents or as people who are on the master's list. This is a great opportunity to them. You will be approached by various builders saying that we will do this, we will do that, but the experience with builders have been that they will take your consent, They will demolish the building, give you rent for a year or so. After that, the rent stops and you are virtually on the streets. However, if you go for self-redevelopment, then your property will give you benefits. Not only will it give you a 2-bedroom hall kitchen for sure, it will give you substantial amount of corpus, which could be 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs or even more, which if you invest, then your maintenance for lifetime becomes free and you could live in newly built buildings with better quality construction, and you will get more area than what any developer will offer. You will get more corpus than what any developer will offer. You will get a better quality planning, you will get better quality construction, and all this will be done within the given time frame. And plus, you do not have to give power of attorney of your building to any developer, neither do you have to give an irrevocable consent. So for all residents who are living in reconstructed building, reconstructed by MHADA or under the Prime Minister's grant project, this is an open appeal from Chandrashekhar Prabhu that please do not succumb to the temptations that the builders and their henchmen sometimes in various political parties may force you to. Do not sign on the dotted line with any developer. Go in for self-redevelopment project, and under the self-redevelopment project, get at least a 2-bedroom hall kitchen, apartment with a minimum carpet area of 600 square feet, and get sufficient corpus, not just for paying the maintenance, but also which would give you some kind of a monthly income on which you can survive for the rest of your lifetime. So with this is Chandrashekhar Prabhu bidding you au revoir, promising you to be back with many more posts. We dealt with the cessed buildings where millions of tenants would be affected. Today we have dealt with the buildings which have been reconstructed by MHADA. Please don't succumb to the temptation of the builders. Go in for self-redevelopment and get all the benefits for yourself. Once again, this is Chandrashekhar Prabhu bidding you au revoir. Bye for now.